What makes a good person do something bad? Something cruel? Something deadly? Would you believe that regular people like you and me, were once willing to electrocute strangers to the point of death, just because they were told to? Let's go back to 1961. Let's meet a man named Stanley Milgram. And let's step into one of the most chilling experiments ever done in the name of science. Stanley Milgram, a psychologist at Yale, had one question on his mind. Could the horrors of Nazi Germany have happened because people were just following orders? Could anyone, under the right pressure, become a monster? He put out a newspaper ad. Volunteers were told they'd be part of a study on memory and learning. They didn't know they were the real test subjects. Each participant was paired with another man, supposedly another volunteer. One would be the teacher, the other, the learner. What they didn't know was that the learner was an actor. The teacher sat at a control panel. Their job? Ask questions. If the learner answered wrong, deliver a shock. Every wrong answer meant a higher voltage. 15 volts, then 45, then 150, all the way up to 450 volts. At first it felt like a game, but then things got uncomfortable. Screams came from behind the wall. "Let me out," the learner cried. "Stop the experiment." Some teachers hesitated. Some stood up. Some asked, "Should I keep going?" The experimenter, calm and firm, would say just 4 words: "Please continue, the experiment requires it." And many did, even when the learner went silent, even when they believed they had just killed a man. Most participants were visibly shaken. Many laughed nervously. Some cried. But over 65% of them went all the way to 450 volts. 450 volts for a wrong answer, because a man in a lab coat told them to. What does that say about us? Why didn't they refuse? Because the authority figure looked confident? Because they didn't want to disappoint? Because it wasn't their fault? Milgram's study showed something terrifying. You don't have to be evil to do evil. Sometimes all it takes is someone telling you, "It's okay. You're just doing your job." Milgram's experiment echoed far beyond the lab. It gave insight into the behavior of Nazi soldiers, war crimes, police brutality, and even corporate scandals. What happens when people stop asking questions? What happens when they stop thinking for themselves? What if it were you in that room? What if someone in a suit with a badge with a clipboard told you to flip that switch? Would you do it? Would you say no? Or would you follow orders, like most people did? We like to think we're in control of our actions, that we'd stand up, that we'd speak out. But when the pressure is on, and authority is watching, do we still think for ourselves? Milgram's experiment happened over 60 years ago, but its question is more urgent than ever. If obedience can make people hurt strangers, what could it make you do? The scariest power of all is the one we don't realize we're obeying.